Hello everyone, I welcome you back. So now we are going to solve another question of Kadane algorithm. We have already solved a question previously. I will add the link in the description as well as you can check the playlist in my channel. So now we are going to solve the next question. What the question says that in first question we have found out about the maximum sum of continuous subarray. Means was given a array. Out of this array we have to find out the subarray with maximum sum. Now this question says that when if the subarray is given, we have to if array is given we have to find out the subarray with minimum sum. So just there we have found out of maximum sum, and here we will find about minimum sum. So now now let's I will explain this question to you. So okay, this was the question in which we have to find out the maximum sum. What we Just a small recap what we do in that question. Okay, so in that question we have done something like that. That suppose that this was an array and all the index position was mentioned. What does Kadane say? Kadane says simple thing that for every index we find out the best ending subarray there, and we have two possibility that either the best ending subarray before that we will add the value at that index to it, or we will restart from there. Okay, in simple language, suppose that we were at index 0. At index 0 the value was minus 2, so current sum as well as maximum sum both will be minus 2 only. Now when we are at index 1, the current sum value was minus 2, and at index 1 the value was 1. When we add minus 2 plus 1, we will get minus 1, and at that index the value is 1. Out of minus 1 and 1, whichever give us maximum result, we will add that to maximum sum. So here 1. But in this question, what we have to do, out of both, whichever give the minimum sum, we have to store that in our second variable. Okay. So let me explain with this example. This will be more clear to you. Sup- Suppose we have two variables. Suppose we have two variables, current sum, current sum variable, and minimum sum variable, minimum sum and current sum. Okay. Now, now at index 0, we have 3, and as both the variable current sum and minimum sum will initialize its value from array of 0 only, as it is the starting point of our array. Now, suppose we are at index 1. Okay. At index 1, what happens? So at index 1, we have two possibilities that we have two possibilities. Okay, that either we add the previous current sum to its value, that will be 3 minus 4, that will be minus 1, or we will restart from that value only, that will be minus 4. Out of both, which will be minimum, will be our minimum sum. So minus 1 and minus 4, the minimum will be minus 4, so the current sum will make its value, the current sum will make its value minus 4, and the minimum sum variable will update its value whenever the current sum value will be lower than minimum sum. So right now the minimum sum value is 3, but the current sum value is minus 4, is minimum. Therefore, minus min sum will update its value to be minus 4. So its value will be minus 4. Okay. Now at index 2, what happens? Suppose we are at index 2. At index 2, what happens? The current sum value before index 2 was minus 4. That will be minus 4. When we add 2 to it, we will get minus 2. And the value at that index is 2. So out of minus 2 and 2, the minimum value is minus 2. So current sum will update its value to be minus 2, and minimum sum will keep its value to be minus 4 only. Now suppose we are at 3. At index 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we are at index 3. Here again two possibilities. The current sum before this value is minus 2. When we will add minus 3 to it, we will get minus 5. And the value here is minus 3. Out of both, whichever give us minimum result, that is minus 5. So it will make its value minus 5. At the same time, the minimum sum will now update its value to be minus 5, as it is minimum. Now, again at index 1, what happens? Minus 5, when we add it to it, minus 6. 6 is lower than minus, as minus 6 is lower than minus 1. Okay. Now, what will be case for minimum sum? Again, minimum sum will its updated value to be minus 6, as minus 6 is lower than minus 5 also. Now, suppose we are at this index. Here the value is minus 7. When we add minus 6 to plus 7, we will get minus 1. Okay. And here minimum sum will keep its value to minus 6 only, because it's updated value whenever the minimum sum has when the current sum has maximum minimum value than minimum sum. Now the current sum value is -1, and suppose we are at this index where the value is -5. When we add -1 to -5, we get -6, and the minimum sum has already value -6, so it will keep its value to the -6 only. As a final result, the minimum sum will be the minimum out of this, which is -6 only. So our final answer is -6 for this question. I hope you understand how we have solved this question. Now, now let's summarize both the question. So this was the maximum subarray question. Here, what we are doing, we are starting from here, and at every index we check for two possibilities. That the whatever the best thing we have get before that index, either we add the value at that index to that thing, and at the same time we restart from there. Means we will see the value at that index. Out of both, whichever was our condition, we have to find out maximum. So out of both, whichever was maximum, we are proceeding with that value. Suppose we are at index 1, then whatever was before it the sum was -2. We are doing two things. We are adding before thing to that value, means -2 to 1, and at the same time we are also taking this value only. That will be -1 and 1. Out of both, whatever condition we have to find maximum. So out of both, whichever is maximum, we are putting that value to our variable. Now, when we have to find minimum case, again we are doing same thing. We are starting from here. Whatever before, we are adding that to the value, and we are seeing the value alone also. Out of both, whichever give us minimum result, because this time we have to find minimum summary. Then out of both, whichever give us minimum result, we are updating our value to this only. Suppose we are at -4, the before sum was 3. When we add 3 to -4, we get -1, and at the value having this is -4 only. So -1 and -4, whichever is lower, that is -4. That's why we are updating our value to be -4. Similarly, in this way, we are getting our answer to be -6. Okay. Now let's see this. See here the summary -6. Now let's think why this approach works. Okay. So think simple. That what will be brute force if you have to find out it. Then the index at index 0, the subarray ending will be only 3. At index 1, there are two possibilities. Either the subarray ending is 3, 0, 1 or 1. Mean what I am saying that I am saying that at every index, suppose we are writing what will be the subarray ending at that index. Okay. For 0, at 0, which index will at 0 which index will end at 0, 0 index which subarray will end. So 0 index only one subarray will end of 0. Okay. At 1, at 1, at 1, which subarray will be added? So either 0, 1 or 1 alone. Okay. Two possibilities for ending at 1. Okay. Now at 2, at second index, which subarray? Here are three possibilities: 0, 1, 2, 1, 2 or 2. Similarly, at 3, again 3, we have three possibilities now: 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. Again, we have four possibilities. So similarly, likewise, we have many possibilities of subarray ending at that index. Now, suppose we are at index 1, we have find out that at index 1 the best ending is. Then for index 2, we already have best ending at index 1, means previous index. So if we have best ending till previous thing, then at that index the value decided. Suppose that we have previous sum as 5, and the value at that index is positive. Then it's obvious that when we will add the previous value to that index value, we will get bigger result. Okay. Now, if the value at that index is negative, so whatever the best ending before that, if we add negative to it, it will decrease our sum only. That's why we remove that, and we decide to restart from there. So adding a negative value only decreases our sum. So why we will add it to it? We will continue with our previous sum only. So this is simple that at every index, if we find out the best first possible before that index, then we don't have to think about what was happening before. We have to judge from that index value only. That either we will add that index value to our best sum, it will increase our sum, or if it is decreasing sum, then we will restart from here. Why we will add negative to it? Okay. So we will restart from there. In this way, when we continue to look for every index, so at every index we have best sum before that index, and we will get it easy to calculate. So this is the logic. I hope you get it. This is the logic of Kadane's algorithm working. So now let's see the code part. So let's code it. So we are given an array, and size of the array is also given. Okay. So we will do like that. There we have taken two variables. So here also we will take current sum equal to array of 0, and int minimum sum. Minimum sum will also be array of 0, because it is the starting point. We will initialize both the values from starting point of the array. Now we will use a loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, we will start from 1, because we have already seen the value at index 0. Okay. So now what we have to do? We have to find out two values. First value, two possibilities, two value. first value was whatever the best ending before that index was. So best ending before that index was current sum. We will add our array of I to that thing. This will be our value to int value to second value. We will see that value alone out of both. Then int, then our current sum will become math dot minimum. Out of both value, whichever give us low result, minimum result, that will be our current sum value. And our minimum sum will update its value whenever math dot minimum, whenever the current sum will be minimum than minimum sum. Current sum will be minimum than minimum sum. Now we will return our minimum sum. This is how we will compile it. Yeah, it's giving correct result. Now let's submit it and check the test cases passed. Yeah. So you can see that all the test cases are correctly passed. So I hope you get the idea of maximum sum and minimum sum both. Now we will solve more case. I guess three questions. Uh, from that will be medium level questions. These both are easy level questions. I hope after solving all questions, Kadane will be more clear to us. Thank you.